So for this video, I wanted to take a few minutes to cover more discussions and comments made by people at Sony in regards to the PS5's cooling, its size, the ventilation of the console, and comparisons that have been made online. First, let me know if you think you'll be able to fit the PS5 in your current TV setup or not based off what you've already personally seen so far. We're going to discuss the size of the PS5 in this video, obviously, but off of what you've seen from the console already, do you think you have space in your current TV setup? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the PS5's fan. As you guys already know, the PS4 gets loud for a lot of people. I know some of you out there are going to say that you don't have this issue, it's not a problem for you, that your console doesn't get loud, and honestly, you're lucky for not experiencing it the entire generation. Though the mere fact that someone like Mark Cerny acknowledged it during the Road to PS5 video kind of tells you that this has been an issue for a lot of people, and Sony couldn't really do anything about it because the console at this point was already out in the wild. Of course, there are renovations and little refinements that can be done for future iterations of the console. For example, people have told me the PS4 Slim is pretty quiet, but the Pro is the one that has all that noise. I personally do not have the PS4 Slim, but I do have the Pro and can tell you mine gets pretty loud at times, especially for those games that are graphically intensive, because on the Pro it tries to obviously push for higher frame rates and higher resolution, which then needs more horsepower, which of course causes the fans to run wild. But all of this is changing with the PS5, according to PlayStation VP of European Business, Simon Rudder. Reading from The Guardian, it's been nearly 7 years since the PlayStation 4 was released, and modern games such as The Last of Us Part 2 and God of War push it so hard that the poor thing sounds as if it's about to take off. Incidentally, Rudder assures me that a great deal of work has gone into making sure the PS5 will be less noisy. So it's great to hear that Sony has put in a great deal of work to make this thing more quiet, and you can tell by the console's design and all the vents all around the console that a great deal of thought went into this. Maybe now I can turn this thing on at night without waking up the entire neighborhood or my girlfriend or my cat when it's sitting beside me on the couch. But you guys let me know if you have a PS4 Slim, is it loud? And if you have a Pro, is it loud? Let's drop those answers down in the comments and compare and see the results and see, is it true what people are saying that the Slim is actually always quiet and the Pro is the one that's always loud? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the second story of the video, the PS5's cooling and size. We've heard the console will have revolutionary cooling from past discussions, and that Sony have put in more money towards just cooling the system, because similar to the Xbox Series X, it's going to get hot if the proper cooling is not in place. Obviously, Microsoft went with a different route in terms of their structure, and Sony as well. In terms of the size of the console, when we first looked at the PlayStation 5, you can tell this thing didn't look small, especially when you have it lined up beside the already bigger DualSense controller. The DualSense controller is already bigger than the DualShock 4, so you can tell this thing was a sizable piece of kit. People have made comparisons online for the console, and it's clear this thing is sizable. While I do like the design, I've already mentioned that before, I have to figure out where to put this thing in my current TV setup. If you look at the size comparison to the Series X, for example, people already thought the Series X was pretty big, but the PS5, it's taller, but I'll say this, the Series X is wider than the PS5. Both companies obviously decided to go with different ways to cool their consoles, and there's nothing really traditional here on either side, traditional in terms of console designs. Now, if you're wondering where this thing will fit in your current TV setup, like myself, look at the PS4 and PS4 Pro comparisons. Based off of this image, I can tell the PS5 will not fit where my PS4 currently is and will probably need to sit right by my TV, similar to where my Switch is. You also have to take into consideration the PS5's little stand piece as well. That seems to need to be there on the side or the bottom of the console depending on the orientation you put it in. Now Sony, I don't believe, have confirmed that you need this thing, but based off the images it looks like you do. The PS5 also looks to be taller and wider than the PS4 Pro, and there's a reason for that according to VP of UI Design at Sony, Matt McLaurin, who we've discussed multiple times I guess in the last video, who made the following comments on LinkedIn over the size of the PlayStation 5. He stated the following: "I'm really impressed by this design. However, in today's times, people seek portability and convenience. The performance in the PS4 was amazing. Why make the new product bigger and bulkier? Thermals. This gen is little supercomputers, while 7nm process delivers amazing heat performance for the power. The power is very extreme. This tech is still so fresh, it throws a lot of heat, so we need room to dissipate." So, while the PS5, again, might be using very efficient tech, Matt is stating that it's still new and still causes enough heating where the console needed to be built in such a sizable fashion to keep it cool and to keep it quiet. I personally, again, don't mind the size. Yes, I'll have to find it a new home instead of where I currently have my PS4 Pro, because I originally thought I could just take out my PS4 Pro and slot in the PS5, but it doesn't seem like it'll be that simple. Regardless, if Sony needed to make this thing bigger to keep it cool and quiet, who am I to say anything really against that? Obviously, I don't mind getting it and putting it by my TV. I'm excited for those games. But you guys let me know if the size of the PS5 bothers you or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps. And subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Bring the big boy in." Because we could tell the PS5 is big, but I don't really care. Bring the big boy in. It's gonna be nice, cool, quiet, and bring me some fire games. You get it? Cool, quiet, but fire games. Get it? Regardless, if you're pumped for the PlayStation 5, destroy the comment section with "Bring the big boy in," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.